Cafe anyway.
Mike's Daily Podcast.
Hi, it's Mike. I'm in Podcastro Valley today at the last place on earth, and it's Cafe Anyway.
Mike's Daily Podcast.
Cafe Anyway, and it's episode 2089. I don't think I'll be alive then, but that's fine because I got to live my life one day at a time, and that's okay. Bonnie Franklin, she was in that TV show, or was it Bonnie Tyler or Bonnie Raitt? One of those Bonnies.
Mike's Daily Podcast.
Here's a little secret not many of you know. I dated a Bonnie. Oi.
Mike's
That was a bad idea.
Podcast.
I'm sorry if your name's Bonnie.
Yeah.
And you're cool. But I dated a Bonnie, and she was a radio personality and had a following and was annoying. Ended up with a guy who used to be in a 60s band. Okay, you know the Partridge Family? That band is based on another band, and she dated the drummer from that band. It was pretty funny. I got dumped for a drummer. I think that's how it went. But that was long ago. She was much older than me. I don't know. I guess I was cafe. I don't know. I was like, what's it like to date a DJ? I'm a DJ. What's it like? So I thought, ooh, this will be a whole new world. Kind of like that dang wonderful Disney. Is it Disney? Disney did that song, right? I heard Disney ran out of hand sanitizer. Man, where's my hand sanitizer? I got my iced tea in my dirty mason jar glass thing. Yes, you can tell because it says Mason on the bottom. As in Jack Mason. Jackie Mason? Hey, what are you talking about? That's what I meant.
And here's today's podcast picture.
I do hope you get to see the podcast picture today because I have no idea what it is yet. Let's go take a look, shall we? Let's go take a look-see. Or look-she. Wait, what? Look-she did what? Are we going to drop the word she and he and get rid of pronouns? Is that something that you want to do? Maybe someday that will happen. Hey, so Mike Matthews got a new car today. That's right. Basil hasn't seen the new car yet. I should post a picture of this cool car that I took a picture of 2 years ago. Oh, yes, it was over at that car show they used to have. The Redwood Chapel in Podcastro Valley. And across the street was the Castro Valley Pride Festival. So you had a church festival, and let's just be honest, most Christian churches don't like the whole gay thing. And then across there was the Castro Valley Pride Festival, which they didn't have this year. They had a virtual one. I didn't see it. I should post a picture from that. Castro Valley Pride. There's so many choices. If, and, why, what, how much have you got? Have you got it together? If so, how often? What do you choose, a hard or soft notion? I've got the brains, you've got the look, let's make lots of money. Money! Dun, 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 dun. When I look back upon my life, it's always with a sense of shame. I've always been the one to blame. 'Cause everything I want to do, no matter when or where or who, has one thing in common too. It's a sin. What have I done to deserve this? At night, I crush the ice and pour the flowers. Wait, that's not how it goes. Since you went away, I've been hanging around. I've been wondering why I let you down. Domino dancing all day, all day. Oh, I'm forgetting the one. What was the one that was really, really good? Well, their cover of Always on My Mind was good. I'm talking, this is Pet Shop Boys, in case you've completely lost track of this conversation. That's okay, because I heard somebody talk about Kanye West, and I think I know one song by him. I know. He's done 1 billion albums. He's worked with all these different people. I need to listen to more Kanye before I vote for him for president, but still, the podcast picture is of Oakland. I don't know if you can go into this place anymore. The what do you call it? The Whole Foods in Oakland. But it's got this cool sign. I drove by it today on my way to getting my car. So you can see that picture at mikesdailypodcast.com. I took this 2 years ago. I think we'll go with that picture unless something else grabs me. But hey, I got what do you call it? Oh. Hey, here's a text. It's called a text. That's what I meant. It says, Cottrell. It identifies me as Cottrell. Why on earth would you do that? Okay, I'm sorry. We're changing the picture. It's going to be me next to a cat in Oakland. All right, let's do that. I can't think. I know we're steering towards Oakland. That's all I'm saying. We got to steer towards Oakland for a podcast picture today. So, Pet Shop Boys were gay. If we didn't, that was the whole point of me singing all their songs. That and the wonderful, what was that very cool movie they did? It Couldn't Happen Here. That one, I so want to watch that. Apparently, I think they just re-released it. And it's terrible. It's awful. No harm done. Just a bit of a joke. Something like that. They say that over and over again in this one bit as we go outside a cafe anyway, where we bring you Mike's Daily Podcast somewhere in Podcastro Valley. So, yes, I guess at some point I'm going to watch that. But the whole point of what I was bringing all this up about was that times have changed. We can't go back out again, apparently, because Gavin Newsom said, hey, no more bars. No more nail salons. No more hair salons. Oh, I feel bad for all you people with the hair. Hey, when people say that, when they talk about AOC this, AOC that, I honestly I think that they're talking about some organization, the AOC. It's why can you not say Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez? How difficult is it to say 50 syllables? Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez. Say that. Don't be AOC. That's just so bland and dumb. Hey, Jeff Sessions. Remember the guy that irritated Trump? So much so he threatened to fire him? Or did he fire him? Looks like he just lost in the Alabama U.S. Senate Republican race. He had been a senator in Alabama for 10 years before resigning to become President Donald Trump's attorney general. And he was one of the first people to endorse Trump when all the other politicians were, no, that's not going to work. No. He was, it's going to be great. We're going to have Trump as president. And so Trump, he loves loyalty, hires him, then fires him when the whole, I need to what did he say? Correct. That thing that he said when the whole thing, I can't recuse myself. It's a word I don't ever use. I'm just being honest with you. Here's another word I don't ever use. So please learn to roll your R's, people that can't say Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, for gosh sakes. Oh, and hey, you know what? I put comedy in the description of this podcast, which you may or may not agree with. Look, I know, you know, something, da-da-da-da. I know, you know, and then telling the truth. I was doing my little Psych theme song impression. Psych was a great TV show. Kind of. Hey, if you want to be a comedian in today's world, if you want to become popular on Twitter as a comedian, which you got to do because apparently you can't play clubs anymore, so you got to be a presence on Twitter, that means that you have to say something really funny, and before you use up that last, was it 250, it used to be 140 characters, before you use the 256th character with your Twitter post, you have to use a cuss word. Every comedian uses a cuss word, like within the last 5-10 words in their post on Twitter. It's so unoriginal and it's so annoying. Stop it. If you find that your favorite comedian on Twitter does it, look, I know you're saying, Mike, it's okay to cuss. What's wrong with it? Say, I don't cuss on this show. I may say the word syllogism, but that's it. I thought somebody made up that word. I heard it last night, and apparently it means something. It's about some kind of logic thing, syllogism. But I won't go into that right now because I don't have time. Because I'm really, my show's almost over, everybody. Today's podcast is almost over, and I got to wrap it up. It took me forever to figure out what the podcast picture was. I had to sing to you all those Pet Shop Boys songs, which I know you were very thankful for. But before I go, I must say that KALW, the local radio station that competes against, it's an NPR station that competes against KQED. KQED gets all the ratings. KALW has had NPR since before KQED, National Public Radio. But I don't know what happens throughout the day. Sometimes KALW has the BBC instead of NPR. But in the end, they pretty much carry all the same shows as each other. And they try and do some local original programming, and some of it is good. I have listened to, what is it called? Their podcast that I used to listen to all the time. They have one, something Currents, about the Bay Area, has local stories. But they had a show yesterday where they had on these two music critics, and they were discussing the whole Lady Antebellum situation. And Lady Antebellum dropped the antebellum because that word is perceived as racist. So they became Lady A without consulting that there might be other Lady A's out there. And in fact, there is a blues singer who is black, a woman who is struggling to become popular like Lady Antebellum, but she plays blues music, and suddenly this popular band has stolen her name. And now Lady Antebellum, now I had heard, what I heard was Lady Antebellum and Lady A worked it out. So Lady A was going to be Lady A, and I don't know. They should have just called themselves Lady Bellum. But they complain and they say, no, we've been known as Lady A for a long time. But because of Black Lives Matter and because Lady Antebellum is three white people and Lady A is a black woman, it looks as if the optics of it are bad. And with the systemic racism our country is known for, and a lot of places in this world are known for, the media picked it up and I think blew it out of proportion. I don't know Lady Antebellum. I've never met them. I was in country music radio for over, I think it was about 15 years altogether. And in which time I met many country artists. None of them ever came off as racist to me. I never heard them say anything racist ever, of all the ones I met. And there was, I even met the mother of the gal that sings in Lady Antebellum. The mother is Linda Davis, and she sang on a song with Reba McEntire called Does He Love You? It was this duet where they're singing about how they both love the same man because it's country music and it's all about cheating. So for all you people that seem to think that country music is about white supremacists, it has nothing. It only is ever about cheating people getting cheated on, people wanting to cheat on someone, and drinking beer. And then there's a lot of stuff about being in the army and being in the military. That was something that got more and more popular after 9/11. So Linda Davis, I met her, a very nice lady. Well, her daughter is part of Lady Antebellum. Now, I don't know, I've never met the daughter, but at any rate, just to think, because they're country, they must be racist, white supremacists that hate this black, struggling blues artist who's not even really a blues artist. I heard her music and was like, wait, what? What is this? It's kind of like she's being avant-garde with adding like drum machines and stuff, and she's got kind of a bluesy sound, but it's not really blues music. So that's all that to say was you heard anything that I just said just now was you did not hear that on KALW last night when I was listening at 7 p.m. because they had the two music critics. I don't know if they were millennials or not. I'll call them shrillennials because they were whining about Lady A and the whole situation and just assuming the worst out of what used to be Lady Antebellum. So I know it's a very charged thing. I know you may not like what I say. And I know the problem with America is that we turn each other off because we don't like what we say. I don't have time for this. I got to go back to the echo chamber. I got to go back to the thing that makes me feel good because I agree with what's being said. It agrees with me. Everybody agrees. Woohoo. Well, no. We're a complex nation. We're a complex people. Human beings are complex. Pretty much all of us, in some way, have a type of prejudice that we need to acknowledge and be aware of and avoid at all costs, because in the end, we're on this one planet together, and we all got to get along, as Rodney King said. And I remember I saw that happen live. I was home that day. I was doing the overnight shift at a radio station. I was there that day and saw the riots going on, and he got on TV and said that. And I said, yeah, that just he spoke right from his heart, and he was crying, and it was just the whole, what was happening. And he said, why can't we just get along? And that's basically it. I know, you know, we all know. That's pretty much where we have to agree that this world and media is trying very hard to polarize us and to get us to fight and to be echo chambers and to perpetuate the echo chambers. And because they make money out of the echo chambers, that's why they make money off of us. Well, it's about time they stop. And I was going to read 2 stories that I read off of an echo chamber, but now that I'm saying all this, I'm thinking I'm just going to shut down Bing. I give them a slug today, even though some days I give them a plug because they do give you points for doing searches. But there was some story about how a lot of NBC stations are not going to carry 30 Rock, the reunion special, because it's going to promote the Peacock channel that they have, which is internet based. So it means people are going to watch more internet and less actual TV that comes from a station, like the old style. And they're like, no, NBC, you're going to take viewers away from us. So that's not really a story. Well, that doesn't really have to do with polarizing people. That's more of just the idiocy that's involved with media. And that's what media fights over. And that's what media is worried about, is the bottom line. Do I have eyeballs watching me? Do I have ears listening to me if you're on the radio side of it? Because Bing thought, hey, this is good. Mike likes these charged sort of topics. How about we send him the story? Viola Davis regrets being the housemaid in the movie The Help that came out in 2011. In fact, she totally bashes The Help. Wasn't that with Emma Stone? She says it has a white savior narrative, and it was created in the filter and the cesspool of systematic racism. I betrayed myself and my people, she said. Wow. I don't know if she's going to stick to that opinion, but that's pretty dang. And that's probably why Bing decided to feed that to me. Thank you, Bing. Hey, we're outside a cafe anyway. And by thank you, I mean no thank you. Stop doing that to me and polarizing me. Hey, look who's here outside a cafe anyway, located somewhere in Podcaster Valley. Hi, Mark. It's Benita the Rodeo Queen. How y'all doing?
That's a disgruntled fiddle player, tell you what.
What?
I'll just ignore everything.
That's the best way to get through this. How to not get polarized is to just ignore everything. But see, what I'm saying, Disgruntled Fiddle Player and Benita, is that we need to have conversations with each other. We're not going to get through this polarized world, polarized time, if we don't talk to each other and listen to each other's points of view and get angry. We have to get angry. We have to get angry, but through the anger, we somehow will come to hopefully a calm that we'll be able to understand each other and understand each other's points of view. Yes, there's going to be the stubborn ones that aren't going to listen at all, but you know what? They have a right to live as well. So, hey, look who else is out here.
Hey.
Yes, it's that person.
Hi, Mike. It's the Disgruntled Fiddle Player. No, I'm kidding. It's the Brewmaster. Have some of my delicious root beer. It will unpolarize you. Drink it or I'll cut you.
Excellent. I'll have some right now. Next show, it'll be the wonderful Madame Rootabega, Valentino, and Bison Bentley. Thank you for listening. Tell me what you think about any of this. You can call me 336MM Daily. 3 + 3 = 6. MM as in Mike Matthews. Daily as in what this podcast has been now for a couple of days. And check out the website with more on that. Here is A-Frame, who, by the way, today is celebrating her 6-year wedding anniversary. Is it 6 or 5? It's 6. Or 25 or 6 to 4? Bum, 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 bum. Bum, 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 bum. Bum, 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 bum. It's 6 years. That's right. Congrats.
Mike's Daily Podcast is written and produced and performed by Mike Matthews. His podcast is super easy to find. Download or listen to his show and read his blog at mikesdailypodcast.com.